Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you the St. Patrick's Day decorations that I have made. At the beginning of this year, I had decided that I would leave up my Christmas tree, and every month I would decorate that tree. So down came Valentine's Day, and now we're making cards and we're making all kinds of decorations for the tree. Just in general, making St. Patrick's Day cards. So thank you for coming. I have been gone for a total of 3 weeks because I got pneumonia and I was so sick. I'm a gal that has hardly been sick in my whole life other than breaking my ankle a couple of times. So wow, that was a doozy. Pretty darn sick. Almost ended up in the hospital. So if you do get a bad cough, watch it. Okay, I'm going to zip through these crafts and maybe you can find something that you would like to make. I would highly suggest thrifting, doing any kind of craft as inexpensively as you can. So I'm going to start out right now with some cards that I made. I have over 60 pen pals and what we call card warriors. We send cards all around the United States and some international for no reason or the holidays. And so I'm going to go through some card styles that I have made. So what you're looking at here, my theme, I'm a theme gal, definitely. Jacqueline is a theme gal. So what I did here on this card is I simply used just regular cardstock, and I actually use watercolors, and I just did a few watercolors just very lightly. Now you'll see that they're kind of billowing and they're not, I just made them this morning. So I'm going to have to put some heavy books on them so that they will flatten down. All my cards I make are always blank. Anyway, so I started out just doing some watercolors. And then I had gone to Dollar Tree. I'm going to skip over here for a minute. And they have these chalk stickers, right? They're just blank. They're black. And I have been painting these for every holiday. I put them on my envelopes and I use them in crafts. So I painted all these teacups and just put some mushrooms on, thinking a little bit about, the magical Lucky Charms theme with mushrooms and, cute flowers and that type of thing. So I painted one of those cups, and that's what I used here on the bottom. I just took a felt pen. I put this painted sticker on. This is actually just cardstock that I actually cut out, and the little gnomes are cardstock. This is just a little sticker, thanks to my friend who sent me just a ton of stickers recently. And I drew very elementary flowers. So again, the theme of all of this is Lucky Charms. And so this is the mushroom line that I did. They're all just a little bit different. Just wanted to show you. Aren't they just so darn cute? I just had so much fun, and they were very, very easy to do. So this is a combination of watercolors, painted stickers, and then the scrapbook pages. So that's that line, Lucky Charms. Let me put that aside. And then I just did one card, clipped this out of a magazine, an ad, I think it was, and just did one Ireland one using what I had, using, ephemera, definitely. These are some of the painted stickers that I did. This is what I had left. They were just black, and I just painted butterflies. So fun. So that was that. And then speaking of butterflies, I decided to use the little sticker teapot again. Same thing, but added a butterfly. These are just gel pens and me just using, felt pens. That's all I did. So this is the teacup line. So very whimsical. I always say if it's not cute and whimsical, then hey, I don't usually like it. These are just stickers I had left over from Valentine's Day, and then just wrote on it, Count Your Lucky Charms. Isn't this cute? Note on this one, I just took an orange marker to give kind of the illusion of something coming out of the cup, magic coming up out of the cup. And there's another one. So that again, using the teacups. And then I also had picked up some stickers right here, and they were blank bottles. They kind of look like wine bottles. And you can see there, I just did a little Lucky Charm bag. Here's a mushroom, and then I painted some gnomes. And so off we went, and I started to use those. So there you can see, Count Your Lucky Charms using the bottle. Same type of thing, scrapbook paper. This is actually some ribbon. And then I was thinking about like X's and O's, so kisses and hugs, right? Just kind of pretending that the cardstock that I used with the four-leaf clover would represent the kiss and the hugs. Really like this one. Love the mushroom ones. And then these are just stickers that I had added also, the little ladybug. And then frame them in. Even when I paint, I usually paint a frame around it. Here's a little bit different style, but you know, same idea. Just did some polka dots. Nothing I do, like I said, is complicated. I do very easy crafts, and I want to pass them to you to give you ideas, especially if you like whimsy. So you don't have to be a perfect painter. These are stickers I used, and this was already cardstock that had this printed, and then I just colored on it. These are actually Care Bear little stickers. But isn't that cute, holding the Irish flag with the gnome? Oh my gosh. Just had fun with these. And these stickers you can buy on Amazon in the rolls. I think they come, you know, I had Valentine ones, and you can just buy them in the rolls. And I'm going to show you soon what else I did with these cute little stickers. So there we go. Look at the turtle. Eek! How cute is that? So that's, again, counting your lucky charms. And then the last card style I have today are these that I actually use, those stickers I was talking about. So these cards right here open this way, and I just used scrapbook paper. That's all I did. And then what I blocked it out, I just was thinking about like windows or frames. And so I did some watercolor down here. I used a green marker for here. I pretended I used a colored pencil up here and just was thinking sky, right? Very simple. And then just stuck those on. Oh, my word. Sometimes I make things and it's hard to part with them. I'm telling you. Look at this. I love this duck. I think my favorite, though, of all is the little bird. And so I did a different series here. I mean, a different, not series, different cardstock. You can use whatever you want as long as it has some green. I kind of like this one a little bit better. What do you do? What do you like? Maybe leave it in comments. So those are my cards. So sticking with paper and being very thrifty and frugal. My girlfriend mailed me these darling bookmarks. And I thought, sure, you could use them as a bookmark. They just had, you know, the owl on it or that. But I decorated them up and just put a little hanger on them for my tree. Now, I'll be showing my tree probably in my next video coming up. Again, using the butterfly stickers. These came from Dollar Tree. They were little necklaces, and I just cut them all. I had some gold ones and green ones, and I just cut them all apart so that I could use them in whatever way I saw fit. So, of course, you don't have to hang these from a tree if you're not doing your tree. You could just decorate them for bookmarks and put them in letters and cards or give to friends if you're having a party. What else do we have? Oh, another friend gave me some gift tags in the mail because of my involvement with Pen Pals. Got some glue marks on here. My involvement with Pen Pals, we often exchange enclosures. So here again, using the bottles, using her tags, which were complimentary. You can see that the cost of doing these, even these gems were thrifted before Christmas. The cost in this is very minimal. Very minimal, like pennies. Isn't that cute? You could put these on gift bags also. That would be just cute. Okay, what else do we have as far as paper? Here, what I did is I had stickers rainbow stickers certainly goes with St. Patty's Day. And all I did was glue those stickers on and then decorate them so they would hang off the tree or off your package or whatever it is that you're doing. So that's an easy, inexpensive thing to do. Also, here we have one that's a little bit longer. If you can see that. Put the gems up there representing, you know, the colors of the rainbow. The beer mug. I thought that was so cute. So, yeah. Happily hanging on my tree pretty soon. So those are the paper goods. Oh, no. Excuse me. I've got some more. Okay, look at these. Talk about cute. So there's that cute little mushroom that I cut out of the scrapbook. Here's the rainbow sticker, right? And the little gnome. And then I colored this. It was just blue and they were white. And I just embellished in whatever way using the flower gem. Here I used the larger 3-leaf clover. Look at those. If you didn't want to, you know, hang them anywhere, you could just make them and put them on gifts or use them as party prizes, party favors. Aren't they cute? So there's an idea for you. Another very inexpensive idea is to just get some pipe cleaner and just make 4-leaf clovers or 3-leaf clovers. Again, adding a little gem. These were like little wood hearts and I just glittered them up. That was with Dollar Tree glitter. Look at that one. Isn't that cute? So that was part of that necklace, right? Sorry for the glue here. They're fresh out of off the craft table. So these will decorate my tree and I could make more and more. You could do gold ones too if you want to. Okay, so that's that. Then I had some wood rounds, right? And this was a card that a girlfriend had given me from last year. Don't worry if some of it's cut off. You get the idea. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I just Mod Podged it on there. Here's those gold clovers. And those will be an ornament for the tree. So I did a few of those in different styles. This was a leprechaun. This was a die cut. And I just used my pens and did a little bit of background on it. And then we have, this was from an old greeting card that I had saved. I have a small little business. It's just a cottage hobby business. It doesn't really make much money, but if you ever want any ephemera, I have tons of theme packs in St. Patrick's, Easter, 4th of July, dogs, cats, laundry, school. I make those up and sell them just to friends or at a craft fair or something like that. And then this one is an old, I believe, a Hallmark card, and I cut that. And, you know, you don't have to be perfect as far as your lines. It's okay to be a little wonky, especially if you like whimsical designs. That's what it's all about. Okay, we're about halfway done. Hope you're staying with me here. These came from the Dollar Tree. And I just decorated the little hats. They were very plain. They just were the green felt with this green, and I embellished them. And I have several of those on my tree. I'm not going to show you every one of them because they're basically about the same. But putting 3. When you're designing, it's always good to design in 1, 3, 5 in an odd number. It just gives a little bit better balance than like if you had 4 up here. It wouldn't look quite as balanced. So think about that, whether you're painting, designing, or whatever you're doing. Okay, this I'm not going to do any more of. Lots and lots and lots of work. These are little kits, the little sequin kits. And to me, mushrooms go with Lucky Charms and St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, cute, huh? But lots and lots of work. I like the process of it. It's just, you know, I'll do one and that's it. Okay, here we go. This was a wood rainbow that I picked up at Hobby Lobby quite a while ago. And I just painted it. I just used felt pens. These were, there's that gem. There's, of course, the clover. And then these were little wood hearts that I had. They were actually raw wood. And I had them from Valentine's Day, so I turned them into yellow and gold. And then instead of painting the cloud, I decided to just put some cotton on there. So I thought it was kind of a cute effect. Okay, here's another little hangy I did using a yo-yo. Oh gosh. And the gold, these were actual, what were these? I think I got these at Dollar Tree. They were picks. A girlfriend had given me these little keys. And so it just hangs. Alrighty. Let's see, what else do I have here? If you watched my Valentine video, you had seen that I had made some of these little tin plates up that I had thrifted. And they were doll dishes and they were mismatched. The set, it wasn't a complete set. So I just decorated one of these. They were all decked out for Valentine's before, but yeah, it's fun. Get some variety on the tree. And then I also did this and just using a flower. And then I used the gold from Dollar Tree that you can buy in those little tubes. I don't have one handy. Oh yeah, I do. Right here. These. Cheapo. I think it was $1.25, right? And just glitter it up and then just use some cute buttons. Whenever I start a new month with a theme, I always get into my button jar and I use this little tray here. And I just collect everything that I think that I'm going to use. I'm kind of low right now because I've been crafting, but I just get all those green buttons all together there, or yellow, gold. And look at the little hats I'm making. They're still drying. They were little black hats. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Something. So that always helps. Get an old muffin tin. Okay, and then here is kind of more of an elaborate one. I hope you can see that if I got the camera right here. This is Whimsy, and these are Scrabble tiles, of course, and then just some glitter, and then I just hung these as though they were charms using buttons and little flower that I decorated. Again, that hanging gold hearts. It's just paper flower that I had. Again, the yo-yo. So just hanging from the tree. Whimsy. Isn't that cute? It's kind of big, but it's okay because you have to remember it's on a tree. So, and then going with that same theme of the, you can make up any words that you want. I just glued them together kind of haphazardly, but, it works for me. And so the word gold and the little key. And then these last two here are probably two of my favorite. Look at this. This is gnome. And I didn't have an M, so I used the W and turned it upside down. What the heck? It's a conversation piece. These little gnomes, I think they came from Temu, however you say it. I can't quite remember. A friend gave them to me. She had ordered a bunch of miniatures, and so I put those on for the gnome. Isn't that stinking cute? And then the last lucky charm one, I just put some little doodads on it that reminded me of charms, and used the pipe cleaner and just twisted it into a bow. So you can make any words you want. I have some other ones that are still drying. I have an Ireland one, and then I also did one that says pot of gold. And then the last ones that I want to show you today is that I made miniature baskets. Now, I'm going to actually be teaching a class here maybe in about June. Oops, do I have that in the camera right? On how to make miniatures. So I had gotten, thrifted again, all these little baskets, okay? And I made some for Valentine's Day, so now we're in the season of St. Pat's. I have a little jar here. I put glitter in it. You can see there in this particular one, there's a little tiny mushroom. And then I just, again, used those little clovers, the pipe cleaner, and stuffed a little basket so that can hang on the tree. Or, if you don't want it hanging on the tree, a miniature, decking out a dollhouse or something. Here's another one that I did. And using little miniatures there, the gold hearts. Down here in the bottom, you can put cotton. I put green pom-poms is what I did. And then, what was the one that I haven't shown you? I guess it's this one. There we go. So got a great big flower in the back, which I like, using the gold one. And then this was, when I had a birthday in January, somebody had sent me a little bubble and it had those little yellow stars in it. So I put that on there. Make sure that you put some glue in there and seal that down because you don't want it to drop. So yeah, aren't those cute? So that's my video for today. Thank you for being here. Hit subscribe if you like what you see. I'm going to try to, excuse me, I am a real amateur. Very much an amateur. Let me see. Whoops. Turn this around. Hi, I'm Jackie. So I think this is maybe my 7th YouTube video. I'm very, very new at it, so bear with me, but I'm all about whimsy, and what I'd love you to do if you have time is go back to look at like my first, second videos, because it'll tell you a little bit about where I came from. I came from a very unique childhood, which was called Once Upon a Fairyland, and you might want to check it out, and it kind of explains why I am whimsical in my nature. I'm an artist, I'm a storyteller, I'm a pen pal, I'm a mom, wife, the whole thing. And I'm doing this because I just want to share what I do. I want you to be able to take some of the ideas and run with it. Do it yourself. You know, I try to make things unique and not copy others. I really do try to do that. And, you know, just, I'm an early morning riser. And when my mind's going in the middle of the night, like this morning, I had to get up at 2 o'clock. I've been crafting. I know, isn't it just a nut? I've always been that way. So anyway, happy end of February. We're almost in March, and I'll see you on my next video. I'm going to be painting CDs is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to paint a CD. You can turn them into mobiles. You can hang them, gift them, the whole thing. In fact, I've got one here. You want a sneak peek? Okay, hold on. And it's going on my tree. So here you go. You ready? Isn't that so stinking cute? So we're going to paint some different styles. I'm going to actually be painting in the next video. So I hope you join me. Come on back. I'll be back probably in a few days. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't set up really a specific schedule yet on my YouTube because I'm just starting out. So anyway, thanks again for being here. See you next time.